Hi there, I'm just creating this gameplay video so that you can find out a little bit about an app called Contradiction, which is created by Tim Follin, who is a music games composer who's probably most famous for creating the soundtracks to The Silver Surfer, Pictionary, Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade, which were all for the NES, and possibly most famously of all, Ghouls and Ghosts and Gauntlet 3, which are out for the Commodore 64 and Amiga, and loads of other games as well. This is a new project that he's been working on. As I said, it's called Contradiction. I'm just making this video to show you how the game works, really. It's an interactive murder mystery and it's quite a new concept. It's all live action and you have to try and figure out who the murderer is by spotting who the liars are, which push the game forward. If I start a game right from the start, there is a prologue to watch, which I won't click on now, but it sets the scene for the murder of a girl called Kate Vine, who's a student on a course in the village. Now, if I just load up game 2 and resume the game, here we go. There's a map of the village which we can use to get around, and as I said, everything is live action. You can walk around the village navigating by pressing on the arrows, or you can cut to this map where you can simply click on one of the pins and it will take you straight to that location. As I'm in the village at the moment, when I walk around, I can kind of just get a feel of the village. And I can go into some of these different places. At the moment, the pub seems to be locked and I can't go inside. However, later in the game I will be able to go in there and talk to some different people. Whilst I'm walking around the village, I may get to something that I can investigate. So here I can click on this magnifying glass and it will take me to a cutscene where I'll find out something in the area. So let's give it a go.
Very trusting, leaving a bike unlocked. Looks like homebrew equipment. Ah, this might come in handy.
I forgot to mention that the main character, the detective, is called Inspector Jenks and he's played by Rupert Booth. As you go around you pick up these items, so I picked up a screwdriver there and I can check in my book different things that I've picked up. This is my list of things that I can question when I meet some suspects later on in the game. I've got Kate Vine's death, Kate's driving licence, which we've found, an unlocked bicycle, which we just noticed, a screwdriver, and a box of bottles. Some things aren't really relevant to the story and I use those items to get further in the game or to get other items or find things out. I'm going to knock on this door now, which will take me to meet one of the first characters in the game.
Is it Simon?
Yeah.
Detective Inspector Jenks. I'm investigating an incident in the village. Could I come in and ask you a few questions, please?
Okay, you might have noticed that the video quality isn't great on here and the sound isn't as well, and that's my fault because I've recorded it on my DSLR camera, but all of the footage is in HD and looks great and sounds cool too.
We can just go through here if you want. Emma's working in the front room.
Hi.
This is Inspector James.
Jenks.
What's Elizabeth?
There was a death in the village. Kate Vine, I believe you both knew her.
Yeah. Do you need to speak to both of us?
I'll just speak to Simon first, if that's okay.
Just come through. Is it okay in here?
Oh, this will be fine, yeah.
Do you want anything? Water?
No, I won't be long.
Okay.
Okay, so now that I have gone and sat down with Simon, I can now choose one of these different things to ask him about. Now, Kate Vine's death, I can simply click on Kate Vine's death and then click on this question mark to ask him about it. Some things aren't relevant, so the screwdriver, I can't click on the question mark because it wouldn't give us any information from Simon. So, let's click on Kate Vine's death, and then I can press the question mark to ask him about it.
When was the last time you saw Kate Vine?
So last Friday's meeting, I think.
Did you see her after the meeting? No. How long have you known Kate?
That would be when we started Atlas. 3 months ago?
Did you socialise outside Atlas?
No.
How would you describe her? What sort of person was she?
Well, she's talented. She was full of life, you know? Sharp, quite sharp.
Would you say she had any emotional problems?
Her mood could change. And, well, there was the drinking problem.
When did you become aware of that?
Well, she would come drunk to meetings sometimes. She would reek of the stuff. I mean, everyone knew, but nobody really said anything.
So, tell me a bit about Atlas.
It was just a business management training program for postgrads.
And you started this after you left college?
Yeah.
And it's on every Friday?
Yeah, well, my group isn't doing it this Friday, but one of the groups is.
Okay, thanks.
Now that we've asked about it, when I click on Kate Vine's death here at the top, it comes up with a list of different key points. So he last saw Kate at the Atlas meeting last Friday. He's only known Kate for 3 months, and he didn't socialise with Kate outside of Atlas, and Kate often seemed drunk at Atlas. These points here, when I click on them, come up over in the contradiction box, and at some point in the game the characters will contradict themselves and lie, and I will have to choose 2 statements which match together that obviously are contradictions. When I do that, it pushes the game forward by going into a cutscene. So I'd have to keep questioning Simon on the different things, and I might find a contradiction here. I might not. I'm going to leave at the moment by pressing on the X and going back to the main map.
Thank you. Probably be back later. Best to knock on the window for Emma. Simon always answers the front door.
So Jenks, the inspector, sometimes will explain things just clearly for us so that we know exactly what's going on. So now if we click on this button here on the arrow, it will take us to Emma, where we can ask her about all of those things and she will give her own responses to them, pushing the game forwards. If I go back away here, I want to show you something else. I can venture around the village into the woods, and at different points in the game you can use your items to find new things. If I click on the map, I can go to wherever I want to, and I actually want to go up here, where I can go towards the water, and there is something else, a magnifying glass, which symbolises that there's something to spot here, and if I click on it, it will take me to a little cutscene.
Looks like a piece of jewellery there, stuck between the boards. Well and truly wedged in.
I don't want to spoil it for you by telling you what to do, but some of you might realise that you can use an item that you already may have received or picked up, and you can use that to get that item out. I can also use these hints at different points, and the hints tell me maybe direct me towards a certain character or ask me to go to a certain location to help me push the story forwards. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to click on the home button, and I'll just save that game, save game 2, so that I remember that I'm up to that point, and I'm going to load up game 1, which is my actual personal save. Now the times indicate how far through the game you are. So each kind of time is a chapter, so 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11, midnight. I won't try to spoil the story too much, but I'll just show you how, now that it's further into the game, I can go into different places where I can speak to different people.
A few more questions, if you don't mind.
So I still have the same list here from the start of the game, but I also have lots of other points that I can ask all the characters about. And I don't want to scroll down too far because I don't want to show you too much. But if I click on Kate Vine's death, for example, I've already asked this question, that's why there's not a question mark there, but I could click here and I can hear the response again.
Did you know Kate?
Not very well. She came in a few times, but she was quite a moody person. You could tell she had problems.
When was the last time you saw?
I can skip these videos if I watch them a second time by clicking on the X, so that I might want to just hear the start of them. I'm at 96% of the game, but I have actually completed it, and it's a really cool game. I hope that gives you an indication of how the game works, and you can see just how fantastic it is. It's on the App Store at the moment on the iPad, but it's going to be coming out in a few different places, hopefully sometime soon. Thanks for watching.